It's your boy Chig from Guna Eagle Eye, coming to you again with a brand new video. This time it is to do player ratings for Bate versus Arsenal, where they won, deservedly so. I can't believe I'm saying this. They actually beat us 1-0. I ain't gonna lie, I thought I would have calmed down by now. I still haven't. I'm still pretty pissed off. I get what other fans say. They should expect this from Arsenal right now. I ain't gonna lie, I still don't. These are the sort of reasons why I have difficulty understanding the defence of a Stan Kroenke. Just because it's very clear to me that half these players, more than half these players, aren't good enough. And it was evidence and it was on show yesterday. To the point where I got more mad reviewing the game for you guys when I started relaying it and thinking about it and putting effort into thinking about it than I was watching the game. I was watching the game, I was just shaking my head like, sure. Getting beat, no offence, but let's just call a spade a spade. Getting beat by a bunch of Farmer Johns from Belarus. It's like, what the fuck? What is going on here? And as much as I'm convinced that Arsenal are capable of beating anyone on the day, yesterday shows we're just as capable of losing to anyone at any time. And that showed. So yeah, let's just go into the fucking marks because I don't want to dissect this any more than I have to. Petr Cech in goal. I'll give him a 6. I thought he was fine. Pulled off a couple of decent saves, to be fair, towards the second half. But I think a 6 out of 10 is pretty fair. Let's talk about the defenders. Mustafi. This kid's shit. I will always argue his shit. He'll always forever be shit. I know people are saying that he wasn't that bad yesterday. He did make a couple of decent stops, but there's no authority to him. He can't read the game. There's just nothing about him. And him and Koscielny are a disaster waiting to happen. The sooner we get Socrates back, the better. I know Socrates is in training. Please let it be for Mustafi. Please let Mustafi go in the summer. We made a huge error of judgment 3 summers ago, as I told you guys we did. When it comes to defenders, listen to me. I know what the heck I'm talking about. But Mustafi, for me, I'm going to go with what's appropriate for Mustafi. 4 out of 10. Our supposed captain, Koscielny, I'm going to give a 4 out of 10 as well. Just think him and Mustafi are terrible together, and they're actually dragging Monreal down with them. Monreal was getting skinned yesterday. If we're being real, last couple of performances hasn't been brilliant from Monreal. I'm a bit worried that he's just falling off a cliff, ability-wise. But I'm gonna go with fucking hell. I'm gonna go with a 4. I can't go any higher than this. I'm gonna go with a 4. You let Farmer John score past you. I don't care if it was just once. You let Farmer John score past you. 4 out of 10. Kolasinac, flipping that, coming across like Thai now. 4. What was there to critique? You know what? There was a little bit of effort attacking-wise. I'll give him a 5, but not great. He's not a good player. I'm sorry. I don't care what he showed in the Bundesliga. For the Premier League, he's dead food. This one's going to pain me because I rate this kid so highly. But he's just not playing in his position. And I'll be honest. Some of the lack of defensive awareness that he has, I'm not sure I'd want him to play in the middle. It's getting that bad now. But Ainsley Maitland-Niles, I have to give a 2 to. Honestly, I thought he was the worst player on the pitch. I really did. Man, that one pains me. But he just constantly kept giving the ball away. He was poor. 2 out of 10. Guendouzi, I thought was poor yesterday. I'll give him a 3. Honestly, he loves getting on the ball, and I'll give him a lot of credit for that. He's clearly a very confident young man, but his awareness yesterday was so poor. Constantly, his passing. I don't know how we are a team that relies on passing, yet our 2 central midfielders are such horrendous short passes of the ball. And that's why I hate it when him and Xhaka play. Because you definitely don't want 2 players like that. You don't want 1 player like that, never mind 2. But for me, I'd go as far as giving him, I'd go as far as giving him a 3. I thought it was poor. Granit Xhaka, ever so slightly better. That doesn't mean he was good. I'll give him a 4. Yeah, man, just poor. Oh, gosh, I'm so depressed. Right, let's talk about Alex Iwobi. I don't care about the fucking haters. I think Iwobi was actually our best player. Because even though he wasn't great, and don't get me wrong, he's going to get a 5. And even though you kept giving the ball away, that's just Iwobi. At least his first instinct was, I'm going to get the ball and I'm going to go forward. Now, always felt, and it was just like I said in my video the other day, at least with Iwobi, when he gets the ball, you always feel like something's going to happen. Sometimes it might be complete shit. In fact, let's call a spade here. A lot of the time, it could be completely shit. And then there are other times where it could be brilliance, except he won't necessarily score, and he may assist. But at least he was trying and giving some effort, so I'll give him a 5 out of 10. Not to say that his quality was great or anything, but at least he had the right mental attitude of, right, give me the ball, let's see, let me try something. So I'll give him a 5 out of 10. Mkhitaryan. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. You know what I just did? I had to check who else played, because I thought we can't just be Lacazette already. There's got to be someone else I'm thinking of. Oh yes, it was Mkhitaryan. He was basically anonymous throughout the whole game, and anytime I did see him getting on the ball, didn't do fuck all. He was non-existent. Back to the old Mkhitaryan. After a couple of good games from him. Just another one that I hope we get off the books, to be perfectly honest. My man's on almost £200,000 a week. So for all this talk of, oh, you know, we need to clear our books for the wages because we're near the £7 million threshold. Let's get rid of this motherfucker. He ain't good enough. I'm sorry. A 3 out of 10. Lacazette. Lacazette is my favourite Arsenal player at the moment, as far as favourites go. I guess I'm past the age where, you know, I have my kind of, you know, for some of you who don't know me as well, or for some of the newest subscribers, my favourite Arsenal player of all time. Weirdly, I know, but of course you'll understand, was Kanu. I loved him. I loved him. I loved him. I also had hero worships for obviously Henry, for Bergkamp, for Ian Wright. Ian Wright was my favourite player for a long time, and then Kanu came along. For Vieira, you know, for Adams, I loved, and you know what, I'll be honest, for Keown as well, because as someone who grew up as a kid, I always played central defence. And I loved Keown's just shithousery. The ultimate shithousery. Never mind Keown as a pundit these days, but as a player, he was amazing. I just loved his just shithousery. And that's what I kind of like Socrates. But in terms of how my favourite Arsenal player at the moment, it's got to be Lacazette. My worship isn't like, I say my worship's a bad word. The way I idolize them isn't like how I used to as a kid. Just because I suppose I'm older and I get more frustrated with him and my patience is shorter. But, you know, I love Lacazette as a player. I love how hard he works. I love the quality he has. But yesterday, well, he was on some bullshit. And don't get me wrong, we were already losing at that point. He was clearly very frustrated. He got himself sent off. After having an okay game where he was at least another one who was trying, but then his punk ass got sent off. So any small hope we had of getting ourselves back into that game, at that point in time was dashed. By doing some fucking Korean zombie style. You MMA guys will know what that reference. Some Korean zombie style elbow that dropped my man that was that was defending against him. It was just silly. I get it. You know, when someone's pressing you, you're already losing the game, you're getting frustrated and you lash out, but you're experienced. It's not even like you're a kid, bro. You're experienced enough to be able to react to that situation differently. And it put us on the back foot for the rest of the game. So for that reason, I'll give you a 2 as well. I have to. In terms of the substitutes, let's talk about Suarez. I actually like the look of him. New touches. Was positive as well. Someone who at least was looking for the ball and looked like he wanted to go forward with the ball. Guy really does kind of remind me of Ramsey in terms of the way he moves and the energy he seems to have. I would really like him to start a game. But for me, I'll give him a standard 4. Give him a 4. Wasn't really on for very long, but I liked what I saw. I said standard 4. 4 ain't standard, but 4 is what I'll give him. Purely on the basis that I liked what I saw. So it's a rating, but I just, you know, I would like to see more of it. So 4 out of 10. Aubameyang was just Aubameyang. I'll cut him some slack because I know he was really ill earlier in the week and obviously last weekend. Give him a 4 out of 10. And then who else? Who else came on? I have to check. I've known it was Torreira. So Torreira came on, was energetic. I'm shocked he didn't start the game. I don't know what it is with Emre and Torreira, but to me, I thought he was good. I'll give him a 5 out of 10. He at least was another one who looked urgent when he came on, like he wanted to do something. Let's go with Emre, man. I don't care about the Ozil thing. Like I said in my review, I think one way or another he needs to sort this Ozil thing out because we look like a joke. And he's putting pressure on himself with it. But I still don't think Ozil would have made much difference to that game. I don't care what anyone tells me. Having said that, I thought the team was wrong. I thought the tactics were wrong. I hate the fact that we always, no matter who the opposition is against, go 5 at the back and then at home go 4 at the back. To me, that's pretty Wenger-like. People know what they're going to do against us. And somehow we're playing with more pragmatism, but yet leaking more goals. That makes no form of sense to me. So to me, it gets a 3 out of 10. And he's lucky to get that. I need this sorted. I need this problem sorted, Emre. So I hope you get on it. I still believe I'm not Emre out, but I can't shit on the people who are because I kind of get it. I'm just more patient. I asked for change. We've got it. Let's see what happens. You guys let me know what you think. Leave it in the comments below. Let me actually know what your ratings are. So leave that in the comments below. If you like this video, crush, destroy, drop kick the shit out of that like button. I appreciate it when you guys do that. All right, people. I'm out of here. Take care. Deuces.